Hello there. Azer here. Right after the NGS headline has ended, everybody was expecting the worst, but to be fair, this one is pretty expected. I did not expect like grandeur stuff, but hey, at least they brought two bosses out of nowhere. Technically they are also considered as reusers, but at least they are not being confounded into like just being dual quest bosses, I guess. So finally, Darkfall Solus is now an urgent quest. I'm not sure why, but the mining rig defense for Retem is also supposed to be going on, but I guess it's going to reappear again after like the whole Halloween season end. I guess that's why it's not non-existent. But basically, that the urgent quest and this Solus will have a chance for you to obtain a new loot apparently. So yeah, I guess a new urgent quest means that there is also a new weapon, which is like literally the new 10-star weapons. Apparently, the potential of this 10-star weapon is very support kind of ordeal, I guess. It's much more useful if you are like in a party. I'm not sure if it's actually able to be worked on just in normal open field zones or just in uh, any situation at all where there is actually more than one player. I'm not exactly sure how it actually works. Basically, you can activate it right after you use your Proton Blast, and we had to see how good it performs if anybody even obtain it at all, because I believe this is probably the weapon that will now be the hardest to drop, since Taisa is slowly going to be easily droppable very soon. But of course, they had to announce another new weapon coming the of the second half of the month, which is literally another reskin of like the whole Relic series again. I don't know why they keep using the same literal same weapon again and again instead of like creating much more original designs, but whatever, I guess they look cool, I guess. Well, but the Relic series is now called the Malek series, and they are 9 stars, which is interesting because that means, well, it's probably still going to be decent enough to use, but maybe not going to top like the 10-star weapon. Or who knows what is going to happen, what kind of catch is going to happen with 10-star weapons. But so far, I just know that this 9-star weapon is probably going to be pretty competent, as it's probably the weapon of choice for most players who have very bad RNG and luck on getting the 10-star weapons. Everybody is probably going to use this as a placeholder until they get 10-star weapons, if 10-star weapons is even obtainable at all, that is. So this weapon, we still don't really know what kind of potential it is, but since they are actually saying that you can multi-weapon with the different kinds of weapons so that they can have different potentials, we have to see if the 4 potentials were interesting enough for you to actually main the weapons at all, because everything is just about what those weapons does nowadays. So hopefully those 4 potentials is also pretty unique, unless if they are still the same old kind of a boring kind of a potential. I doubt people is going to use them, except for if they have no more choices or they don't really want to use a Taisa weapon, I suppose. And yeah, and then at least it's actually part of an exchange shop, by the way, so you can actually very easily obtain them. And yeah, this is really good audio. Impressively, I did not expect them to do this, but they actually brought back the whole Sonic Frontiers collab sprint race. They call it Sprint 2, but it's actually like literally looks the same. I don't know what's the new update that they have done to it or something, but they probably changed the positions of the Chaos Emeralds into probably different locations this time around in the race, but I think the rest of the whole match is still the same. So yeah, I guess if everybody who missed out on the Sonic Collab event, I guess if you like that limited time quest, you probably be happy with this one. The caveat, however, is that in this limited time quest, or is that it's actually going to provide you with new fixers on your weapons, and it's interesting because fixer has always been like just we always have only like 3 kinds of fixer on weapons. And now since they're going to add in like 3 more, if I'm not wrong, it's actually 3 more new fixers. One of them is related to like the increased damage against the weak points, which is maybe the highest damage dealing one, and the others are like the photon blast gauge related stuff, I guess, and increase the damage of photon blast, which I mean, it's fine, I guess, but who knows, you know, maybe it's much more useful than the current Termina or attack or Fatale that we have now. I don't know, maybe certain classes can benefit from it if they wanted to go support or they wanted to focus more on the photon blast or, you know, on weak points. Maybe it's a good move that they suddenly just produce these new fixers. And this is really a surprise one because I did not expect them to add anything. So other than that, we also get like the whole, I don't know, reskin events here and there. I don't understand why, but they actually remixed the whole mining-based defense OST from back in base PSO2, and they apparently just use it on the new truck defense quest in the Market, Roof Market or lower Market level, I guess. Is another truck defense. What else? I mean, it's probably going to be pretty quick if you have a decent party, and it's going to be a hell if you have a very bad party. Yeah, that's probably it. But that means we have new weapons to grind. I don't really see there is any like new armor sets at all so far, but maybe the new armor set is going to appear in Quarries, so I guess you can probably hold on to your current armors at the moment because they think they're still relevant, if I'm not wrong. Also, they confirm like there is going to be a new region, but of course they're not gonna like tell us what is the new region is going to be like. But I'll just, you know, give it the benefit of the doubt, whatever. I'll just see what's going to happen to it because who knows what they are cooking, I guess, in the future. And there is also like there's also a new collaboration that's been announced as well, like the Black Lagoon collaboration coming up, which is probably in December. And interestingly, they just suddenly just collab with like very, very classic titles of all things. At this point, I think even collabing with a Berserk might not be that far off if they actually chosen something like Black Lagoon. But hey, you know, a lot of people like it, I guess, if you actually watched the anime before. So hey, it's a good one, I suppose, if you like more casual wares and more weapon camos, I suppose. Hopefully we can also get their voices, but let's just see what happens. Other than that, we also have the frame arms, AC stuff, which is it's alright. It's not as impressive because, well, they only have like 3 kinds there. There's only like 1 cast set for the type 1s and 2 cast sets for the type 2s. Of course, in bikini and in armor mode, which I think, you know, they look more humanoid than like the type 2 cast in New Genesis or in base PSO2. So it's a plus, I guess, if you wanted to have a much more humanoid look but still wanted to be mecha, you know, something like that. This is probably the closest you can get to a Gundam whatever thingy, you know, but hey, you know, that's something for everybody who likes it. And yeah, 7 out of 10, decent enough. Not much new stuff still, but yeah. I'm going to expect like the whole Quarries update is going to be in like December. That is why we don't really see anything here because it's still a continuation of Red Ham content. But I really like it that they actually, you know, bring back bosses from Dual Quest. I'm going to expect like in the future patches that all the Dual Quest monsters and bosses, they are exclusively always in there, is going to be like attacking us in the open field now. So it's actually going to have more, it actually gives us more incentive for us to go out there and fight these and farm these bosses. So hey, it's still always a good thing, I suppose. The new rank at Aonore is probably going to be the top tier farming zone again because, you know, yeah, Red Ham Aonore is always like that top tier farming zone for most players because of how conveniently located it is with all of the platforms, I suppose. Hey, rejoice, I guess we have new gear to farm, and I just expect a little bit more stuff, I guess, for the next month, because it is the end of the year. And of course, they did not really address the whole sign code thing and the Wellbia thing, but I guess it's already, I think they are already considering it, but I doubt they had enough time to actually reshoot the NGS headline in order for them to even include that kind of thing. So just hold on to that. I believe they're going to address it in the future. If there's enough backlash in the future, maybe they're gonna reward it as well. So who knows, right? And that is all for the new NGS headline update. It's really just chill month again. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of new contents, but to be honest, I'm already expecting nothing, and at least there's something here. And yeah, I don't really want to pull it longer than this. So that is all. Enjoy the game moderately and don't try to burn yourself out. Sayonara.